and enjoy themselves, but yet everybody feels obligated to inject their personal doctrine into every aspect of their lives. And didn't they think, hey, isn't it perfectly normal for there to be someone at the pool hall who supports BLM and the positive things that they're about? Can't you still go about your life, have fun with your friends, go shoot some pools, have some good times, and let that be? Everybody's losing ability to let be anything that they don't agree with. And I hear you.
Kris, let me ask you this: what kind of people usually come to the pool hall? I mean, let's be honest. Is it like and it's no pun intended, but is it like is it country hickish or just regular white folk? Or I'm just trying to
so
get.
So it depends on the day. Wednesdays are my favorite day. They're the most well-rounded. They're the most diverse. Everybody loves everybody. Our business is the same on Wednesdays. Wednesdays are beautiful.
Okay.
So days like Sunday are a little more Walker and Shelby County-ish.
Hold on. Yeah, I love that.
I don't know how else to explain it.
Okay, fill me in.
Sundays are real country. We just going real country.
Okay.
I don't bartend on Sundays anymore because
wouldn't be odd to see. Wouldn't be odd to see a rebel flag come flying by.
Well, now
I'm asking.
I'm going to say no on that one. They're not going to do that. It actually, if you go back a couple of years to the Galleria shooting with E.J. Bradford.
Yeah.
They started talking on that Sunday. There was a protest going at the Galleria that day. I'm, again, good friends with a few different police officers. So I had gotten a call that's like a heads up saying, hey, the protest is migrating towards the Dollar Theater, just to make you aware since it's next door. And I'm like, cool.
Right.
So we kind of gave a rundown to all of our customers that were there that day saying, hey, like, we're just not going to engage them. If they come out here, we're going to let them do whatever they want. They don't have to come in the bar. We don't have to be bothered by it. Just leave them alone, shoot pool, have a beer, shut up.
Right.
Ultimately, there was quite a few of them that got really, really ignorant and vocally ignorant, and I made it very, very clear that would not be tolerated.
Mm-hmm.
So they at least stay quiet and stay respectful around me because they're very aware. I'll tell them to get out of my bar quick.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no rebel flags.
Okay.
They're probably in their minds, but at least not out.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, that's fine because with me, it's just all about respect. You know, you could hate black people and all you want, you know what I'm saying? As long as you just don't run up in my face calling me the N-word and all that, we good. Like, I don't really care if you like me or not, you know. I would rather know that you don't like me so I can just keep my distance, you know.
Agreed.
Yeah.
What we're looking at
that you caught what you're
Go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Now I see this everywhere. It's across the spectrum of people who take a superficial view of everything, and then but they put 90% of their venom and their anger towards it, and it's unwarranted, it's unnecessary. And so the real question is, so you're trying to figure out a way to have these people put that stuff aside. It's not critical your being to to say this, but I know people have very strong feelings, and they have those strong feelings because they've actually taken the exact wrong opinion of BLM and they're making it all of BLM. Look, the majority of BLM are people trying to come up with real answers so that they can get past this majority. But and they screwed up y'all just like they screwed up everything. Whenever there's a police car on fire, a Molotov cocktail being thrown through the air, the first thing they make sure that people hear is a Black Lives Matter protest, and look what they're doing. And that's not the movement. That's not the movement. And I was in a discussion today with a guy who had excellent points about who Black Lives Matter, who they really are. And I told him, I said, unfortunately for them, they've taken on this mission. They're going to have to retake the narrative. They're going to have to call these news stations. No. You want to hear our message? You need to come and interview us. You need to get our people in front of. Hey, we had nothing to do with that dude that was burning that police car. We condemn him. We will help you find him. So they got to do a better job of getting out ahead of that stuff and changing the message, because the people fighting with you, that's what they have that's the picture they have in their mind is anarchists. So my thing, what I was saying to y'all was, you got to get that message out from the pool. Now, if that's what's really hurting your business, somehow you got to bridge that. I'm not trying to silence you. I'm not trying to tell you to shut up or anything like that. But you got people out of their caves, and they can be, but unfortunately, you got to sort of speak their language to get them to understand what you're trying to tell them.
Let me ask you this, Frank. See, this is why I want your perspective on here, because I think Frank and I we're a lot alike, but we're also different. I'm kind of like more of a rebel guy, and Frank is too. But Frank gonna try to talk you. Frank gonna try to de-escalate and talk you down, where I'm just gonna run for you. You know what I'm saying? And now, do you think
I'm the diplomat?
Yeah, he's a diplomat. And see, I need Frank more than he will ever know. All right. This is why I keep bragging on him in the group. So do you think, so what do you think she should do from your opinion? I've told her what I would do. All right. But then Cliff is I give two shits.
Ooh, okay.
Person. If it were you, what would you do? If you were Kris right now in this situation, what would you do?
I don't. Woo.
Put yourself in somebody else's shoes. That's what I always say.
I don't know. I know, but here's the thing. We already know that, hey, the people are telling them that stance has hurt their business. We won't come to your place anymore because you have voiced these opinions, right? So it leaves you two options. You can either declare your establishment safe haven for all BLM and just pick that side and go there, or you can say, okay, you know what? This has identified a communication gap. Okay, the fact that you people will go so far, I don't say you people, but go so far with your beliefs. So you got to kind of, you can't do that. And the thing is, you've got to sort of extend an olive branch. You've got to sort of try to bring them, because they're the people we're trying to get to. We're trying to pull them out of their darkness. And so now you've made contact. You've got now. Hey, here's the good positive thing is they're communicating to you what they're thinking. Okay, boom. Now we have a target audience where I would extend an invitation to say, hey, come have a talk with us. Let's have a forum where we do what we do here on Black Lives Matter, where we have a sharing of ideas, and they're going to get in. They're going to talk about the violence, and then somebody gets to stand up and say, that's not what Black Lives Matter is about, y'all. In fact, we need y'all to get on board with us with saving everybody from bad policing. Oh yeah, and this is why I bring up the white people that get killed by bad cops, because that puts us all in the same car together. It says, hey, you stand a good chance of going home, running into the wrong cop, and getting killed too. So this is your movement also. That's why it never bothers me to hear someone say, well, if all lives matter, get in the boat because your life is on the line too then. This solves some of your problems too. Okay, so I don't like rubber stamping this a racial thing. Racism is part of it. It's a subset. It absolutely is. But you're not going to get everybody in the boat on just racism. Hey, look, we got bad policing. we changed some of these policies so that when somebody gets shot by a bad cop, that guy gets held accountable, and they know before they get out of patrol car, put their hands on their gun, that they're going to be held. Now you've just changed behavior. And so I'm at this point, I think you need to, hey, look, guys, come to the pool hall. We're going to have a designated time with some good people here that you need to talk to, and take the militant thing out of it, right? Hey, don't come ready for war. We won't come ready for war. We're going to show you our ideas are, and you'll be hard pressed to disagree with these good ideas about how to protect people on the street.
Hey, Frank, that's a good idea. Now, Kris, let me go back to you, because you have the advantage, and I'll tell you why. The fact that people have put your face as the brand of bumpers tells me that you have some very loyal customers who really, really like you. All right. That's an advantage. That's a good thing. All right. Big time, right? You have control of the situation, whether you know it or not. And I'll tell you why. Thinking of myself, what I would do now that I've heard the whole story is I would get them all together. I mean, it could be on a one-on-one individual basis like they normally come, or you could just be like, hey, guys, can we just meet up here on this day at this time? Because I'm hearing some things, and, you know, I love you guys. You know, you're my favorite customers, but I want to make sure, as Frank said, I want to clean up this communication gap. All right. And then when you talk to them, always be honest, man. That's one thing I have found. Always be honest and talk from the heart, which I can tell you do that anyway. Now, some people go get it, some people not. All right. You have to be ready for that. You have to be ready that no matter what you say to some of your most favorite people, they just not gonna want to hear you. All right. So go ahead and set that up. But the other thing is, I would be like, look, y'all, I've been here X amount of years, 4, 5 years, you know, y'all know me, you know my heart. All right. I cannot sit back and just not say something about some of the things that I've seen and heard. All right. And this is me. I'm entitled to my own opinion, just like you guys are entitled to your own opinion. However, I don't want that to mess up our relationship. But if it's at that point, just know, like, I can't back down on this, as I wouldn't ask you to. You know, I want you to have your opinion, but I want us to make sure that we understand where each other are coming from before you get all pissed off and not want to come back. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be too soft. If you can't be too hard. You know what I'm saying? Because people looking for the hardness. And as soon as they see you coming at them, you know, hard, they just like, screw this, I'm out. Let's boycott the place, because they don't know how to talk. You know, but don't get away from who you are.
You're gonna have.
Don't do that. All right, because what you believing in is the right thing. All right. If you always, this is Cliff talking. If you always fight for what's right, you will always win in the end. It may not be immediate. It may not be within that first year, but in the end, you will win. I can tell you that much. All right, go ahead, Frank.
Now, I was just going to ask her, is there any, are these people, because I didn't go out and look at what they're saying on your personal page, but are they actually denial about the problem? Are they just saying, hey, look, there isn't one, this is just all about nothing, that people need to just sit down and shut up?
Some of them I think are just not ever gonna get past their very southern views. So there is a chunk of them that are just, we've given up on. A lot of them though are I think a lot of them are just uneducated, but they're also not necessarily willing to be educated, if that makes sense. Like, I got a lot of people that blocked me because I made a post with some like real ass statistics. And I even went so far as to pull from the FBI website, census.gov, like 4 different websites, compiled them all together. It was irrefutable statistics. And they just immediately were like, okay, well, we're just going to block her. And I'm like, oh, okay, well.
They don't want to know the truth.
They don't want to know at all.
Yeah.
And it's weird because literally everything that I've posted, I have never said anything negative about police officers at all. I think we need reform, absolutely. But I'm not saying ACAB. I'm not saying defund the police. I'm avoiding the triggering terms that I know are going to cause an argument.
Right.
And I'm trying to stay focused on what the actual issue is, because I know that that's going to be kind of the only way to slip right on through. And there's still
that's the trouble when somebody steals your narrative. Yeah, that's the trouble when somebody steals your narrative, is no matter what you say, they've got all that reinforcement going on from all these other avenues. Right. And man, that's a tough one.
And look, I'm impressed with how you. I mean, dude, she got like police officers that fact checked her information before she. I mean, that's dope. I love that. Like,
absolutely.
You are doing your part. Yeah, you are doing your part, but you cannot. It's hard to defeat ignorance, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's up to that individual, and you got to look at what you're dealing with. A lot of these folks have grew up in this bubble and they have no clue what was going on. You got other people who it's just too much for them to absorb, like to see your statistics and the information that you're giving them and to let that sink in and be like, oh my God, like I fall into the category or maybe a racist, or I've been doing this wrong my whole life. Some people don't want to deal with that. I mean, I get it. Like, it's a lot, but at the end of the day, it's about doing what's right. You know what I'm saying? And if they don't want to get down with that, I personally don't want to have anything to do with you. But I'm at a point in my life where I only want positive energy and positive people who want to grow around me. If you don't want to do that, I pray for you. I'll holler at you.
Well, that's where a lot of me is if
I mean, I get it though. You're trying to
learn. And I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a bit of a delay, y'all. Go ahead, Frank.
Well, no, yeah, no problem. Well, the other problem to this though is that she's got a business she's trying to run. She's trying to keep the doors open during a economic time, and that's sort of what was coming out. I hope it was coming across as it was intended yesterday in that whole thing about how you got to weigh the consequences, because you're going to lose over this stand, and can the business stand it? And then, hey, you might have to swallow a bitter pill and completely back away. Worst case scenario. And I'm just painting the whole picture here. It may even come down to a public apology. Now, if that goes across, if that's too far to go for you, I get it. I completely get it. But I would much rather see the door stay open and you live to fight another day. And but it doesn't sound out of bounds with what you said. Hey, black man is 2 to 3 times more likely to get taken out by a cop for a minor offense. Almost happened to me. That is irrefutable. No one can that doesn't happen. Now, what they'll come back with though, that those statistics mostly come from these cities that are in socioeconomic trouble in the minority communities. You go to a affluent area of a state or city, and the blacks aren't having that issue in those areas, and those stats they'll use those stats, right? Everybody's got their stats. Well, the fact of the matter is, we've seen video proof of unarmed men, first of all, being surrounded by 5, 6, 7 cops, and like I was explaining, all of them ready to pull the trigger. Okay, that scenario played entirely too much to be ignored. Okay, if they're not willing to say, and then I know what they're going to say. Well, they deserved it. They didn't do what the police told them to do.
Right.
So they're ignoring the fact that, hey, man, decades of conditioning. We are afraid. We feel you might as well think of us as being hunted by hunters. Everything moving in the woods, there's the hell out of us. And so that's what we're seeing when we see blue light. So if they don't want to acknowledge the fact that black people are running scared out here,
literally,
they don't want to acknowledge that Neanderthals anyway. So I don't have the answers. I just think that communication though getting and talking to the ones who will listen. Okay.
Yeah, and I think Kris knows that, man. It's like I told her yesterday. I mean, I said, look, I can't give you the answers. But see, this is good, Kris. Like, you have to go through this. This is a part of your journey, man. This is the only way that you are going to grow. All right. And it's going to take some self-reflection and figuring out who Kris really is and what Kris really stands for. And see, this is why I love talking about it. Like Frank brought up the apology side. That's an option. For me, that wouldn't be an option, but you do need to look at the whole. That's why I like Frank talking. Like, I don't look at the whole picture sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of I'm in the moment kind of person. I mean, I'm just being honest. But but he has a point. Like, you do have to look at the whole business. And I know he hasn't heard this yet, but the owner, who she's really good friends with, has already told her, like, look, don't back down. Stand your ground. Like, he's in support of her, but it's also her baby.
Fantastic.
Man. It's her baby though, so she doesn't want to see it go down. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, and it's tough.
And don't want to see it go. Yeah.
And see, you know your clients better than all of us. So if I knew them, I could probably weigh in heavier. But the key is to knowing your clients and kind of having an idea of like which way you can take this. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and that's one thing that has caught me off guard because I've been there for almost 5 years and I thought that I knew them until all of this started. And I'm like, oh, no, I don't know you at all. Okay.
Yeah. So, welcome to the social media. Yeah, welcome that thing, you know, because, hey, social media lets us, back in when I was a kid, Cliff, before the internet and all this social media stuff, we didn't know what people were they kept it to themselves, and it was almost better in a way. But now, you know, social media has given us a power that we weren't ready for, right? I can it's almost like being able to read everybody's mind, and but nobody has figured out that everything isn't meant for you to act on.
Right. Yeah, that's good right there, Frank. I like that. I mean, that touched me right there. I have to remember that myself, because you know I'd be crunk, man. I'd be, as soon as some injustice is done, I'd be ready to just, you know,
pulling out the sword, baby.
Hey, let me ask you this, Kris. So, do they know you're dating a black guy?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure everybody at this point does.
What you think, Frank? You think that throws her into the category as a nigger lover?
Oh, absolutely. Would you like to see the messages I've gotten? Because that's been fun.
I already knew. I knew that.
I was just going to ask you. Yeah, I was going to ask you, have anybody actually said the words and expressed that sentiment? You know, hey, if you're dealing with a bunch of racists.
Yeah. No, go ahead. Go ahead, Frank.
That's all I'm saying. If that's what you're dealing with, that level of ignorance, where you know they're still back in the dark ages where they don't want to see mixing of the races and all of that. Hey, look, that takes me back to 1875. Okay, they should have. I was about to say something. I definitely should. Okay, let me erase that. But that element should have been gone. Right? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I just ignored them.
Yeah, I mean, that's really, Kris, all you can do. And if that is because see, that's what concerns me the most, man. Like if the majority of them are like that, have a problem with you dating a black guy or consider you a nigger lover, those people are hard to fix from my personal experience. All right. And I will say those people because they're a special breed in my dictionary. Okay, it's just a breed of people who just hate. So I'm going to refer to them as those people. But I mean, with them, in my personal opinion, even if you were to come out and apologize, or if you were to say, "Hey, I messed up. I don't believe in that," I think you're already labeled at this point.
Yeah.
Until, what's your boyfriend's name?
Robert.
Robert. Yeah, until unless Robert gets ghost or something happen to y'all, which I'm not claiming that's gonna happen, and it won't. But that'll probably be the only time that they'll change their tune. And that's not fair, man. You should not. Don't even get me started on that. I won't even go down that road. All right. I'm the rebel one, remember? This is where I defer to Frank.
Well, and I don't want to say that the entire pool community has gone to that extreme. I've only gotten the super, super hurtful messages only a few times, like 4 or 5 maybe. Like, it hasn't been much.
Right.
So I don't want to put that on all of them. But, it exists, I guess.
Okay.
Look, why don't you, man, just the ones that you think will listen, just pull them to the side and be like, yo, look, man, I know what's going on. I heard about what's going on. You know me. You've been knowing me for 5 years. All right. Look, how I feel about something should not be related to bumpers. You know what I'm saying? Like, my boyfriend is black. You know that. And because I've been dating him, I've just really seen some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I've heard it from the horse's mouth. And I'm not asking you to like me. Just don't judge bumpers like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is me. This is Kris. This is how Kris feel, not how bumpers feel. And just try to do that only with the ones that aren't like just lost. Because I can tell you now, the ones that are lost, you would drain all your energy on them. So don't even waste it. Focus on the ones that you think you can genuinely.
I was going to say, why don't you put an open statement out appealing to the people who support what's going on. I mean, like, here's what I'm trying to accomplish. Here's what I'm trying to say. You need to build a contrast between the Neanderthals and the people who agree with the fact that something needs to be done about what's happening in the streets, but does with the Neanderthal, right? I would try to divide and conquer between those two groups, because you believe it or not, people who support reforming policing or minority abuse, but they just can't bring themselves to support BLM. Even the legitimate part of BLM, as a conservative, I have to kind of resist supporting them from the fact that they are very closely aligned with the Democrat Party. Okay, dang, that's not saying that BLM is a useless organization. Saying, but you're bored with anything you're trying to do to get the police to start acting in these streets, right? Well, just say, hey, look, you don't have to agree with BLM, but can you at least say we got to address and that group, and say, hey, I appreciate y'all being on board with trying to fix the solution, whether or not you're not critical to this. Come on in. You're welcome. Something along those lines.
Hey, Kris, and I'll even throw this out there, man. I will even, you know what, it really be cool, man. It would really be cool if I could talk to all them jokers. I mean, I would love to sit in like a room full of hicks, man. No, but I wouldn't be mean, I promise you. And I would just, it's like when I was talking to my neighbors yesterday, all right, they like in their 70s, you know, old white people. And, you know, we was just talking, blah, blah, blah. And then we got into redlining. Now, I was all good until she was like, well, you know what? We just need to make some shirts that say all lives matter. And I was like, let me go ahead and pull my car on over right here and put this in park. So I pulled over, bro. And for 30 minutes, I said, well, let me tell you something, Sandra. Right now, saying all lives matter is about the most racist thing that you can say right now to a black person. I mean, I told her just like that. and she was just like, well, but I broke it down from my own experience. And I used what I just told you, Kris. I said, look, Jack, Sandra, I said, y'all know me. I've been out here for 4 years. You know my heart. You know Cliff. I wouldn't lie to you. All right. It's some serious problems going on. And because you haven't seen it, because that's what they kept saying was, oh, man, I work around these white folks and these black folks, and I've never seen anything like that. I said, well, just because you haven't seen it, Jack, doesn't mean it doesn't happen. You're just blessed enough to where you don't have to see it. But I have lived it, and my family has. So I'm telling you, Cliff, that it happens. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have to waste my time or yours trying to justify it. See, you know, it's how you talk. So when I break it down like that, and see my emotions and that I'm not getting angry, number one, that I'm just talking to you and giving you information, then they'd be like, yeah, well, you're right, Cliff, like that. But yeah, I mean, that's another option we can throw out there, man. I know you got to talk to Bart today and see what Bart is talking about. But I mean, once you start talking to them, if you have any that bite who's willing to talk to a Blended Lines member, I would be more than happy to do it. And I will shut it. Like if it's somebody I can't educate, I shuts it down in a nice way. And I'm just like, you know what, bro? I love you, but we go agree to disagree on this one. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want no love lost here. All right. So that's an option too. So that's a couple of options that we just threw out there. What does your boyfriend have to? What does Robert have to say about it? How does he feel about it?
It's how do I explain him? He's 100% with me, obviously. So anything I do, he's supporting. But like he's also very business oriented, so he understands the business aspect of it, and
that's good.
Definitely wants me to keep my attitude in check at times, which is fair. Because I'm probably more like you. I'm a rebel. So he kind of keeps me in line. He's the mellow to my wild.
Yeah. No, it's good to have that. That's why I have Frank.
Okay. It's funny. I'm gonna show you a historical parallel. That here's another side to the whole all lives matter comeback, right? When they freed the slaves with the 13th Amendment, go and read the 13th Amendment, and nowhere in the Constitution actually will you hear it say black people, right? What it will say is they outlawed servitude for all citizens. See, they did exact same thing. They didn't say we freeing the black people who were predominantly the slaves. They said we Americans. So that it was a unifying thing. That's a unifying thing. So I get that the Black lives are the focal point, but broad appeal, yeah, okay, fine. If y'all want to say, oh, as long as you get on this ship and change some of these laws and change some of this policing, put that shirt on. You can wear it. Just come on in. I don't care. That's me. I'm a peacemaker. I'm a unifier. But are they willing to give? Okay, fine. Put whatever name on it you want. Bring it on. I need your help. I need your votes. I need your energy. So, but that's just me. That's just the diplomat in me. So,
right. But Kris, just do this, man. Just take some time to yourself, sometime today or tomorrow or this week, and just with nothing around you, man, and just you know what I'm saying, just think, you know what I'm saying, like how you want to roll with it. Because I've just found like the moments when I've just sat down and I'm not around like family or friends, is just quietness. Now I'm a spiritual person, so most times I'm talking to God, and it's literally like a talk like this. But if you're not spiritual, you will get a lot out of self-reflection, just thinking. I know that sounds weird and probably very hippie-ish, but but I mean it does, man. It's even Jesus went in the woods and to be by himself, so it's like I think it's needed. And then somehow out of that, you're gonna get your answer, man. And sometimes you just have to move and not think so much. You know what I'm saying? Just move, and then the puzzle pieces will fall.
If you want the hippie perspective, I'll give you I'm more hippie than anything. When you sit and have that quiet time, that's when you're listening to your inner God, right? I think God is in everybody. And so that quiet time is when that voice comes out of you based on who you are and what your goals. It'll reveal itself. You'll be at peace with it. And honestly, that'll make you stronger. You'll be more behind it. Go have that quiet time. Figure out what you want, Kris. Go figure out how you want this to play out. And whatever that truth is, pursue it with all you got.
Yeah. I don't have anything else to say after that. That was
I like that.
Spot on, Pastor Long.
God's killing me. You're killing me.
I love messing with this dude, man. I'm sorry, man. He's just got the face where I gotta mess with him.
And I'm gonna let you wrap it up. I'm gonna have to run. Yeah. I'm gonna leave. Yeah, hey, Kris.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in my prayers. You're in my prayers, Cliff. You know I'm always down with whatever you got, man. I'm gonna bail out. Y'all take it. Y'all finish it up.
Appreciate you, man. Have a good one, man. Yeah. So I hope that helps, man. And yeah, and and don't remember what I told you yesterday. Only focus on the things you can control.
Yeah.
Because if you can't control it, what's the point? It ain't shit you can do about it.
Right.
And you got to excuse the cursing, man. But it's just like sometimes I just like to keep it real. You know what I'm saying? And I'm only giving you what I've been through. And it's just since I stopped focusing on things that I have no control over, man, life has been good. I'm not gonna lie. It's been good. But look, more importantly than anything, you got your Blended Lines family. You saw all the love you was getting yesterday, and it's all across the U.S. I mean, you got Oregon and Colorado and Jersey. I mean, we all over California, Las Vegas, and anything we can do to support, we will do it. All right. So we're already getting some people to sponsor games. Saturday, we go be in that. That's the plan. All right. Once I find out what's a good time, then me and some of the members are going to come up there. We're going to have some drinks. We're going to play some pool. We got people sponsoring games. I'll probably be texting you trying to figure out what's the best way to do that ahead of time to pay for the games. And go ahead and talk to Bart today if you can. And just let me know when you do so I can follow back up with him, okay?
Hey, absolutely. I'm going to talk to him probably here in the next hour.
Yeah, and I just wanted to do this interview, man, so people, number one, you're a member, so people will know you family. And then I just like to see people when they talk because you get so much out of body language opposed to typing. And and meeting you makes me feel happy. You smile today, that makes me happy. So you gonna be good, man. Look, don't stress. You got family behind you, so don't even worry about it. You got good people behind you, and that's what's most important. All right.
Heard that.
All right, fam. Look, keep us posted.
Oh, shit, where's my camera? Okay.
All right, boom. It's a COVID fist. It's a COVID fist.
To find my camera for a second. I'm like, I don't know where I'm going.
Oh, you're good. Well, look, girl, we love you. Stay strong and lean into the group if you need anything. All right. And we'll see you Saturday. I'll be in touch with the details. Okay.
Sounds perfect. Thank you so much.
Anytime, bud. We're here for you. All right.
All right.
All right. Have a good one.
You too.
All right. Bye.